So I'm not one to complain much, but a thing I see across YouTube channels, whether it be my channel, another detailer, a lawn care service, dentistry, any other profession that's sharing their information on the business side of things. So like me, I'll share my pricings when I'm out on detail sites because of course you guys are interested in what you actually charge, how long did it take, how much did you make. So I'm more than willing to share that information. But then there will be people that comment saying things like, you're charging too much, you're a scam, I can't believe people pay that much, I can't imagine what you charge for XYZ service, and they're complaining about how much their service is. And that's one of the things that really gets me frustrated or annoyed, because the person commenting simply has this ill-minded, narrow-focused, blatant mindset of like, if the services are supposed to be this much and if you charge any more, you're scamming someone, or you're a fraud, or you just want to squeeze as much money as you can out of the customers, and they don't know the true value of the true essence of like a business and exchange of value. So I thought in this video I want to explain why some companies, not just detailers alone, but different companies can charge much higher rates than other people or other companies that charge much lower rates for the same service. And I want to start there. So for number one is, before we talk about the services, how much we charge, let's first look at the type of person that we're attracting, and that falls on the customer side of things. If you're used to charging low prices or competing on price against other detailers or professionals and other professional services like lawn care, actually any service whatsoever, then that's your fault for attracting the wrong type of person that says the only thing that's gonna make me go with person A rather than person B is on price. So you, as the business owner or person wanting to start a business, you have to look at what type of audience am I bringing to my business. Now, not everyone that reaches out to you is gonna become a customer. That's a given, because you're not gonna literally convert 100% of the people that reach out to you. But you do have to look at, okay, out of the last 20 people, how many of those were actually, they didn't choose us because of price and they went out to a cheaper option. So if you're saying, oh, it's a scam if you charge that much, I could never imagine charging that much because my market wouldn't allow it. Well, you kind of gotta look at yourself and say, okay, am I even targeting the right type of people? Is everyone telling me no, or I'm too expensive, simply because I'm looking at the wrong market? And if I go from audience A to audience B is a lot more willing. They have a higher disposable income, and they value quality much more than audience A that I'm currently working on. So it's looking at yourself, your business, and your demographics and saying, okay, the last 50 customers, they all penny pinched. They really didn't care about quality so much of just getting a better deal. Whereas a detailer or another professional in your city is saying, okay, I'm charging a lot higher than 80% of everyone else, and I still can raise my prices, and I'm still gonna have a very thriving business. So look at yourself first and say, what type of audience am I attracting to my business? And I can't stress that enough, because if you're saying I'm doing the best quality work, I'm trying to be competitive at my pricing, and this and this and this and that. But if you're only selling to people that can only afford a hot dog, and you're trying to sell a steak, there's just this huge disconnect between the two, and you're never gonna get your prices to where you want to be, and you're never gonna have as satisfied customers, because they're only focused on price or something else rather than the value that you can provide. And let's say with a basic car wash, let's keep things very simple. On a sedan vehicle, someone wants a car wash for me, I'll charge them $40. Someone requests a quote from detailer B and they're charging $25. Now you might guess and say, okay, just a basic car wash, there's not much involved, it should only take you like 30 minutes, so I'm gonna charge $25, and you think the customer's gonna go with you, but then they end up choosing me for $40. We're offering the same service, but the customer chose me over you. Now you could say, and I'm not saying me as in me, I'm just saying as, the higher price detailer against the lower price detailer or professional. So the lower price detailer might say, oh, that's crazy how, they're scamming them. They're charging so much. We do the same service. There's absolutely no difference between the two. So with that being said, why weren't you able to sell the customer on a $25 wash when the detailer that's charging $40 is able to sell them on the $40 wash? What is the difference between you and the other detailer that got the sell and you that lost the sale at a lower price? Could it be that you can't effectively communicate your values and benefits to the customer to sell them on your services? Could it be that your customer service is just horrid and you picked up the call at 7 rings into the call and you talked with the most unenthusiastic voice and you didn't try to answer every question that the customer had? Could it be that you have a overall 3.5 rating review on your review platform? All those things take into effect on whether a customer is going to tell you yes or no. And maybe the other detailer picked up on the first ring, gave as much information as they possibly could. They text the prospect or customer a video to their work to prove that they know what they're doing. They could have 20 plus 5-star reviews on Facebook and Google. So what is the difference between you and the other detailer or professional, regardless of what field you're in, that made the customer go with the more experienced detailer and the more expensive detailer than you? And one point that I really want to make that is just hilarious is that customers have choices and they know they have choices. There is no one holding a gun to someone's head saying, hey, you have to go with me and you have to pay this price. More often than not, someone is going to call around, more likely than not. Now, there are some people that would just pick up the phone, call, and say yes to the first person. But that most likely means that person has the budget to spend that type of money most of the time. Again, I'm not, it's not literally 100% of the time. But at a blanket statement, most people, when they're going to go out and look for any type of service or product, they're going to look around for different options and prices. So when someone calls me and I give them the price, and or just, it could be anyone, any price, any field, anywhere in the world, when they call someone, they've already probably or are going to look at least at 2, 3, 4 other options and compare the quality and the price. So they know that I'm either more expensive than everyone else or I'm cheaper than some other detailers or professionals, depending on what field you're in. So let's say I charge, again, for a car wash, just throwing out a random number, let's say I charge $50 for a car wash. If they call 3, 4 other people, other detailers, then other detailers might charge $20. Other detailers might charge $80. What's the difference between the services? It's still getting a car wash. It's still gonna get the car cleaned, but there are some differences between the companies that makes the customer go more towards someone else. But they have options. That's the main thing, is that it's not like, I say, hey, look, I charge $100 and then the customer pays it and then they're saying, oh my God, this is a scam. I didn't know this. I didn't check any other prices. I didn't know that I could find a cheaper rate. I didn't yada, yada, yada. The customer has options. They know they have options because they can do a simple Google search. They know there's more than one detailer in their area. So they have plenty of options to go to. And if your services are too expensive or whoever detailer or professional they're choosing is too expensive, then they have another option to go with. So to give you advice from my personal experience, I know that when someone calls me, and I'm definitely not the most expensive by any means, but I'm definitely up there with one of the more expensive detailers in my area. I'm definitely not cheap by any means necessary, but I'm definitely not the most expensive by any means necessary. So I'm definitely way above average, but nowhere near the top, if that makes sense. But when they call me for my services, I know that I'm gonna be very responsive. I'm gonna talk to them in the most professional manner. I'm going to be so responsive when they send me a text, email, or phone call that there's gonna be little to no downtime or concern that I have their best interest in mind, because I'm gonna answer every question. I'm gonna provide as much resources. I have over 20 plus 5-star reviews. I have plenty of photos and videos online showcasing my work. So when a customer comes to me, they know I'm a reputable and experienced detailer because I have so many 5-star reviews across different platforms. They know I do quality work because I have photos and videos all across online. And because I am so responsive when they do reach out, it just validates everything that they've already looked at me. So when they come at me, when they contact me, in their mind, they already know this person's good. He knows his stuff. He's been doing it for a good while. So now I just want to see the price, and I can already assume the price is going to be a bit higher than others because of everything I just stated. And because I also have my prices listed on my website, I know they're gonna be aware that I'm not gonna be a cheap detailer by any means necessary. And with that being said, when a potential customer does call me, they know I'm gonna charge high, they know I'm gonna be worth it, and they're more than willing to pay me for my services because they know I'm gonna call this guy, he's gonna do it right, and I'm not gonna worry about anything. Now, can you say that about someone that doesn't have as much experience, that charges less, that doesn't have 5-star reviews, that doesn't have a proper website, that doesn't communicate their services, benefits, and values properly to the customer? No, because even if someone charges less, that doesn't mean that doesn't make them any more confident in your services. So you want the customer to completely trust and believe that you're gonna get the job done on whatever that is. So even though I may offer a car wash or any detailing services just as detailer B, I'm offering a much better experience overall. And of course, my services are probably of higher quality than the next person's, but aside from that, I'm offering a much different experience as a whole, as a business, than just the services themselves. You can be the best detailer, but if you have a crappy attitude, crappy customer service, you don't have sales skills, the customer doesn't feel confident with you when you pick up, that just gives them an overall bad experience, and they're most likely not gonna want to come with you. As opposed to if they feel like, you know, you're trying to solve the world for them and you have the absolute best intentions for that customer, then they're gonna have a different experience and just a different emotional connection to you than the other person. So if someone's telling you, oh, you're a scam, you're trying to squeeze out as much money as you can, I can't believe you're charging that much, I'd laugh at someone if someone would tell me they charge that much. Well, number one is you probably don't know how to do it anyways if you wanted to. The only reason you think you can't charge that much is because you don't have the proper knowledge and know how to get to that point. But don't definitely knock on anyone for raising their prices because the value is there. Now, don't get me wrong. If you offer crap services, if you have an overall 3-star rating overall on review platforms, if you use crappy products and you don't care about your quality and you're still trying to charge the absolute most that you can, then yeah, I'd call you a scam or you just suck at your job and you should get out of business. Of course, flat out, there are standards that you have to reach. You can't charge the absolute most by giving the absolute less. That's not gonna work out. You're not gonna be in business very long. And quite frankly, you're gonna not get any business because you'll get a lot of negative reviews and people will start to see this person sucks. But aside from that, if you are charging the most for the absolute least amount of work that you can provide, yeah, you're not supposed to be in business and you won't be in business very long. But if the value is there and you're saying, I wanna charge $400 for whatever detail, you gotta make sure that there's $600-700 worth of value in that service. Again, that doesn't mean you're gonna give $300 extra worth of work in that detail. Right? If you're just there for a detail for $350, and I'm saying you have to provide $500 worth of value, that extra $150 doesn't come from now washing the vehicle for free or now conditioning their leather at no cost. No, it means, okay, it's, as I referred back to, is that entire customer experience that you got to give them. So it's not just you're gonna go out there and clean their vehicle. You're gonna go out there, you're gonna talk to them, you're gonna engage with them, you're gonna build rapport, you're gonna compliment them on their house, you're gonna make sure that you're gonna say, hey, look, I've never done this or I've done this before and I'm gonna do the best job that I can. I'm gonna send you photos throughout the details so I'm in the loop. I'll text you 90 minutes before the vehicle is done. That way you can start getting ready if you need it. That's what the customer experience is about, and that's how you build more value in your services, not simply by saying, I'm gonna give them more free stuff. And don't get me wrong, free stuff works, but that can't be the only thing that builds value in your business. So hopefully this video helped. I mean, that's seriously one of the more annoying, frustrating things that I see online, because again, there's people that are saying that, other people that are kind of oblivious to the business world or just simply don't know will follow that same train of thought. And if we're being realistic, you can charge whatever you want because it's your business. Customers have options. They don't have to go with you because you're not the only service that's there in their city. So there's plenty of options that they can go through. And if you're providing the value, regardless of the price, then that's what business is. Now, again, if you're charging $500 for a car wash, would I personally pay that? No. Will most people pay that? Probably not. But if you're charging 60% more than the average person is charging, that's the customer's choice. They see the value in it. Maybe it's like an ego thing. Maybe they have that much money, they don't have to worry about spending that kind of money. But don't knock on other people because they're charging a lot more in their services and in their business as opposed to you. So if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe, as I'm going to be putting out a lot more content. And if you are thinking about starting your own detailing business, check the description box down below for the 9 services guide that I've created. It just lays out all the pricing, the details, the value in offering detailing services if you're just starting off in your detailing business. So check the description box down below and I'll see you on the next one.